All right, well, we are going to install UUPlus Chat version 6.3 in an ad hoc network with radios connected to TNCs. So I am launching UUPlus version 6, UUPlus Chat version 6, and I'm going to install the software. So click Next, and then read the license agreement and accept it. And the default is UUChat 6 on drive C, but I'm going to change that for this demonstration. I am putting it in UUChat 6 Ad Hoc 12. So I'm going to click Install, and the software warns me if it's running, don't do the install. It doesn't. You have to shut the software down if you're going to do a reinstall. And it installed correctly, so click Next. The software is going to launch, but first there's the Windows firewall. So click Allow Access, and then we need a key. And I'm going to paste a key in and hit OK. And we're doing an ad hoc network, which means there's no server. And I am going to use John Bonnet, our programmer, as the name here. And John's username is John. The domain is hfchat.net. That is a set domain for all ad hoc networks. And the generic password is anonymous, which is only really used if you are connecting to a POP server or if you're doing a modem connection, which we won't be doing in here. So click OK, and then we're going to set up the radio. The software started, and we're now in the radio tab, and it's the packet radio with TNC, so I'm going to enable it. And on this particular system, my COM port for this radio is COM19. And I need to type in my radio call sign. So it's KJ6UAX-12. And I'll click Save Changes and close. And it wants me to add a user, somebody to talk to. And that user is going to be Jeremy Bonnet. His call sign is KJ6UAX-10. And there is no modem station ID because this is just using the amateur radios with the TNCs. If we were using, say, a Codan radio, we would have an ID for the radio, the Codan radio, and then a separate ID for the modem. Jeremy's chat address is Jeremy. So I'm going to hit OK. And normally I would click yes to send an introduction to Jeremy Bonnet, but I'm going to click no. And the reason is we haven't figured this out quite yet, but the software does not seem to reset itself on the first time. So I'm going to shut it down and relaunch it. And now it's going to start talking to the radio. All right, it's ready to talk to the radio, and let me launch Jeremy's account. And Jeremy's excuse me, is going to talk to the radio as well. So they're both listening on the TNCs, and let's send an introduction to Jeremy. So hit yes. And there it is. So Jeremy just received an introduction from John, and I'm going to accept it. So now there is John is in Jeremy's contact list, and Jeremy is in John's contact list. Hopefully that's not too confusing. This is John talking to Jeremy. So this is down below here is just the chat window. you can type in up to 758 characters, I believe. So you hit enter, and over the radio, we're doing a send proto mode, and it just arrived on this side between these two Kenwood handheld radios that I've got hooked up onto this computer. So I'll reply back here. And it came back. So I sent this reply back from Jeremy to John over the radios on connected to the same computer, but it wasn't over IP, it was over the VHF radios. All right, next we are going to show depiction, but I'm going to do that in a separate video.